the Nintendo Switch 2 is a fantastic console, and there's a lot of news that we've got to talk about, including a Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, GameCube, and even a new game. Let's get straight into it. So, Nintendo has confirmed that there will be a Nintendo Direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza tomorrow or June 18th, whatever one you want to go for. But overall, it's pretty awesome to see a Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct. Maybe it's finally time for Nintendo to show us, hey, is this game worth the price? Who knows? That's going to be a big topic around these parts. But overall, it's really exciting, and hopefully they do a better job describing things that we don't already know about the game. Because right now, we don't really know a lot about the game. We only know that you can ground pound and dig everything up and, pretty much make the world into whatever you want, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so the next thing is... So if you've been following the conversation about how to unlock mirror mode inside of Mario Kart World, you might know that there's been a lot of confusion about how you actually unlock this. But did you know that Nintendo was actually wrong about how you unlock it? Originally on their website, they stated you have to unlock it by completing every 150cc rally and also Grand Prix Cup. And if you played Mario Kart World and you completed all those cups, you know that that's not the case. So then Nintendo, being Nintendo, changes their statement and says, you know what? Actually, you got to collect 10 P-Buns, 10 mystery coin things, and also you have to get 10 star coins or peach coins. Also, you have to complete all 150cc cups, which we already knew. But overall, it's kind of funny that they were actually wrong about how you unlock it, because there's been a lot of confusion about how you unlock that, but now this is how you unlock it. Okay, so anyways, the next thing is the Nintendo GameCube application. So the Nintendo GameCube application is a little rough on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you don't know, the stick controls are a big problem. Trying to change what the C button originally was to a stick control is a little bit of an issue because of the fact that your controls are going to be inverted. And if you try to play The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker and you don't like inverted controls, well, you try to change them and you realize that, oh wait, there is a button that you can change them, but it doesn't actually change. Left is right, right is left, and then you try to change it and it does a whole big mess. So Nintendo has actually put out a statement that they're trying to fix all of that. They're also trying to fix the fact that there's a problem with HDR. Now, HDR, usually it should make your screen nice and brighter. But actually, for some reason, it does the complete opposite. It makes your screen darker. So that right there is an interesting thing, and it's actually been happening to me. So Nintendo has said, all right, we're trying to fix all of that stuff. They're also trying to fix the battery life issues. So you might notice that your Nintendo Switch 2 battery life doesn't actually say the proper things. So if you're putting it in dock mode and you have to stop charging at 90%, instead of 90%, it stops at 80% or 70%, or I've even seen 60%. Which Nintendo has said, okay, we're trying to fix this, and there should be a giant patch for all of this stuff in about a couple of days, I would say. Anyways, so that's pretty cool. So, in fact, a Nintendo Direct should be around the corner for Nintendo Switch 2. And potentially even Nintendo Switch 1, showing off all the games and things that are coming to the console. This could even include games like the release date of Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition. This could even be included with maybe Hades 2 or something like that. So overall, hopefully we see it in Nintendo Direct. I believe it's probably going to be around the end of June to maybe the start of July. So that right there is a pretty interesting one. So I've gotten a comment about The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Is there any news? And sadly, I've got to tell you that there's no news about The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD coming to Nintendo Switch 2 yet. But we can still have our hopes up that we could see The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, maybe even 4K, coming soon to Nintendo Switch 2. So to wrap this up in all one video, well, might as well say it. I didn't actually talk about Splatoon Raiders, and this is a new game that's coming out soon in Nintendo Switch 2, which is really, really awesome. It's going to be the more so open world Splatoon adventure game, which is a single player game because the single player experience for Splatoon doesn't get much love. But now that we're seeing Splatoon Raiders, maybe that can change. So overall, really awesome, really exciting. I'm really excited to see what's next for Splatoon Raiders. This could either come out in 2025 or 2026. Nintendo has said that the research is underway. It's still investigating the research. So anyways, that's pretty cool. All right, so that's about it for all the news that's covering Nintendo Switch 2.
I completely forgot to mention, when we were on the GameCube subject, did you know that you can actually make the original intro from the GameCube go on Nintendo Switch Online? By holding the left stick when you first start up the application, well, there you go. You can start up the beautiful GameCube intro. And also, that's not it. Did you know that the Nintendo Switch 2 has sold over 4 million units by now? Because 4 days ago, Nintendo put out a tweet that was like 3.5 million units that has sold with the Nintendo Switch 2, but now it's got to be like close to 4 or 5 million. It's pretty interesting. Anyways.
All right, so that's about it for all the news that's covering Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I know there's not that much news, but overall, it's something that I've wanted to let you know. And thank you for being part of the polls that I put out. So yeah, anyways, thanks a lot. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you consider to hit the like button, maybe subscribing if you are new for a whole bunch of Nintendo content. And with that being said, see you in the next one.